Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Raeann, but you can call me Ray. Today's video is super exciting, and I know I say that all the time, but really it's super exciting because we're trying a new brand. Well, they're not new. I think they've been around for a couple years. They are a indie brand, and I've been looking and eyeing their products for quite some time, like probably a couple years. Every time I'm like, yep, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this, and then for some reason I just never actually did. So about I'm gonna say a month or two ago, they released some smaller eyeshadow palettes for pre-order, and I actually bought all 4 of them because why not, but I thought they were really cute and I just thought it would be a good opportunity to try them. So this brand is called Alien Cosmetics, and they came out with 4 like smaller quad shadows, or like little palettes, I guess. These are all 4 of them because why not? They looked so cute and I just couldn't help myself. So these are all 4. Let's go ahead and go through them. I'm gonna cut the sound on this because I'm gonna turn my fan on because it's super hot in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just completely mute like any sound, and then I'll show you the palette, and then we'll go ahead and do the swatches. I'll do it all on one arm so you can see them all together, and then yeah, and if I didn't already say it, these do retail for $15 per little guy. All right. Okay, so these don't look too bad. Some of the mattes did swatch out a little patchy, but totally normal, nothing to be really concerned about because that just happens. But overall, I think they swatched out pretty good, except like I said, some of those mattes did not swatch out very well at all, like the darker blue and the black shade. And then even this blue in here. But again, even like blue matte shades, that happens all the time. Like, it's more surprising when it swatches out perfectly than it is if it swatches out patchy, because it just happens. But overall, not too bad. I kind of wish, like, now after looking at them, I just feel like I'm just missing, like, I don't know. I'm looking at all of these and like they do look pretty, but at the same time, there's 2 that I'm really excited for. So the Dreamy palette, which is the blue one, and then the Wild palette, which has the like orange and yellow and the blue. Like these 2 I'm most excited about. The other 2 I'm not really that excited about, but again, those aren't really like, they're probably like, this is a more purple palette, which purples are really pretty, but I do have a lot of them. And then this one is definitely a more darky, like vampy one. Totally like, I don't know, they both look really pretty, but I'm definitely more excited about the other 2. So yeah, and then just like seeing them all together, I just feel like we're missing like a color story. Like maybe one of the palettes could have been like something different, like maybe we didn't need both of these or something, or maybe we didn't need both. I don't know. Overall, they swatched out pretty nicely, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a look with them. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may pick like one palette and just do that, or maybe try to do a look with trying to use more than one palette. I don't know if I'll be able to do a look using all 4. I'm just not sure what I would do for that. But I'm going to go ahead and start a look and then I will be right back. So I'm back. This is the look that we're going for. Honestly, I had to try this look, or a look, like this is my 3rd try basically, because I really didn't know, like I didn't want to do just one palette because I wasn't sure. I was thinking of doing like a look with each palette and making that a video, just making them super fast like tutorials or something, where I probably wasn't going to talk much but just show you a look for each palette. So I didn't want to pick just one palette even though I really wanted to, but you know, it was kind of hard looking at all of them together being like, all right, what kind of look am I going to do with this? Like, I feel like I'm decently good at kind of just jumping in with a bunch of different colors and going from there, but all of these colors together, I was like, what am I gonna do? So this is like my 3rd try, but overall I think this look is pretty decent. The first look, I'm not gonna lie, wasn't bad, but I basically just did the same look that I did with the Juvia's Place palette, and I just couldn't do that because it's literally the last video I did. So yeah, I'm gonna make this kind of fast because I don't know. I'm kind of learning like how filming is gonna be in this new place, and this place does get very stuffy and very hot if I don't have the windows open or fan on, especially with the light, and because like where I am, it faces basically a parking lot, so having the window open isn't really an option, just because of noise and everything, and same thing with fan. Noise is an issue. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna go in with this palette here and go into this shade first. To blend this shade out, we're gonna go in to this palette, and then we're going to go into the shade Heart, and we're just going to take a little bit of this shade. It was honestly kind of an afterthought. I didn't use it right away on this eye, and then I decided that it just needed a little bit more between this shade and the orange shade. It just needed a little help. That Lifeblood shade just needed a little help being blended out before I went in to the orange shade. Honestly, these shades are really similar to me too. Like, even though in the pan you can definitely see a difference, I just feel like they're really similar. But it does help to kind of blend everything out. And then we're gonna go in with the orange shade from the Wild palette. I don't know if I actually said this earlier, but this palette is definitely my favorite. If I were only to buy one of these, it definitely would have been this one. So we're gonna use that orange shade. This orange shade definitely takes some building up. It's not super vibrant right away, but I do feel like it built up fairly nicely though. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of glitter primer. So I always use this NYX one. Honestly, I think this is like the only glitter primer I've ever used. That's probably, no, I think I tried I think Anastasia has one. I honestly don't know, but this is one, like, it was the first glitter primer I ever used, and it's so good that I just really didn't feel the need to use another one. Like, I'm like, all right, this one's good. Like, you know, this is my go-to. I kind of use it basically every time I do my makeup, so. And I'm just gonna take a flat brush and just pat this where I want the shadow to go. Always think like maybe a faux cut crease, but not doing too much definition in here like I normally would try to, but that's the best way to describe it basically. And then we're gonna go in to this Dreamy palette, and this is probably my second favorite color story wise. If my nails look weird, it's because they are weird. I try to do them myself and it definitely has a learning curve. So I know next time I do them, my nails will look a lot better than what they look like now. Trust me, I know they don't look the greatest, but my birthday is going to be this weekend actually, and yeah, when I'm filming this, it's June 1st. I don't know when this is actually going up. Life is kind of crazy, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you guys, so I'm not sure how early this is going to be up. If I had to guess, I'm going to say probably Wednesday, but yes, my birthday is this weekend, and I'm going to do some sort of birthday nails, probably a lot of glitter because why not? Kind of bummed about the whole thing. I mean, there's so many things going on in the world right now, and overall it's just kind of depressing. Like, it's just, everything is just so overwhelming, and at a time where I would probably normally be super excited, I'm not. Has a lot to do with just not being able to do anything. As far as like my birthday goes, like obviously there's way more important things going on right now that are affecting the world, but as far as my birthday goes, normally I'd be super excited, and because I'm not really gonna be able, I don't know what the, God, I'm so rambly. I don't know what I'm actually going to be able to do with social distancing and everything, so I might try to hang out in family's backyard and kind of have a very small social distancing party, I guess, if that's even allowed, because California is kind of in that stage where like things are slowly becoming more and more like opened up, but at the same time a lot of things just aren't actually allowed still. Okay, I was going ahead of myself. So basically I need to take this shade a little bit further, so I'm gonna go ahead and not show this. Okay, so as I was starting to do earlier, I'm just gonna go back into that Lifeblood shade, that darker burgundy shade, and just kind of blend that in with the blue shade. And also taking a different brush, I'm just gonna kind of take that Lifeblood shade and really deepen up this area here. Okay, and because I totally forgot, I also use this Unseen shade, so this, for some reason I thought it was shimmery, but it's a black matte shade, which I had on this brush, which is why I kind of freaked out a little bit, but I think everything's okay. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm just going to take the black shade and just focus it on the outer portion of my eye. Deepening this look up a tiny bit. I really do like all of these colors together though. I think the only thing that I would change about this look is the inner corner highlight, but we'll get to that. So just going back into the orangey shade. Okay, so super simple. We're just gonna go in with Lifeblood underneath the eye, then blend it out with the orange shade, so Flutter, and then take that black shade Unseen and then just put a little bit of it right in here. So I'm actually, I guess I'll show that, but I'm just gonna kind of go through it pretty fast. A little bit of that orange shade. And then the black shade, so a smaller brush, and just really focus that closer to the waterline. Okay, so for the inner corner, we're gonna use this palette, and we'll be going into the shade Psycho. So I actually, instead of going into that Psycho shade, originally I tried to go into this super pretty, like a light bluey green. It's not really like, it's not super sea foamy, but like this one right here, it's more of like an aqua-y color. Why did I need to do the things with my hands? I don't know. I do that a lot though. I tried to do it on the other eye when I was trying this look for the first time, and it just wasn't very pigmented. I know it's more of a pastel color, so sometimes I think with pastels you kind of have to use like a white base, and I actually don't have a lot of pastel shades. I know that's probably a little surprising. I think I have one fully pastel palette, and that one's the Sugar Pill palette, and you really don't have to do like a white base underneath that because they're all just so pigmented already. But I do know it's very common with pastel shades that sometimes you need to build them up a little bit more and try different bases, which is something that I'm not super experienced with. So I just tried to build it up with a brush and was like, you know what, I'm going to use a different shade because I really wasn't liking the way that it was looking. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish this look off, and then I'll come back, show you guys. We'll talk about everything. I'm going to try to keep it kind of brief, but we all know how that is. Okay, so I'm back. This is the finished look. Of course, as I come back, there's a motorcycle outside my window, so hopefully you guys don't hear that too loud. Maybe you will. You probably will. It's not that far away from me. So anyways, this is the finished look. Let's go ahead and talk about these palettes so far. So I'm kind of trying to figure out like where I want to start. I feel like, okay, so this is kind of hard. So especially for a first impressions, obviously I didn't use every single shade in the palette, so this really isn't a review, but based off of what I used so far, I feel like the mattes were pretty easy to work with. I do feel like the orange shade did take a little bit more building up, but it's not anything that I couldn't work with, so nothing like too negative on that side. Like it did feel like it needed to be built up to be as pigmented as it looks in the pan. I'm assuming the yellow is probably going to be the same situation, but again, I didn't use that shade. I didn't use all of the mattes, so from what I did use, I feel like the mattes were pretty easy to work with. I do think that it might be helpful to set your eyes before you use the shades. I just felt like my eyelids were probably just a little more like sticky, and the like shadow just wasn't having the best time. It was definitely something you could work with, but I think maybe trying to set my eyes after I use my primer might be something that's going to be beneficial for the matte shades in these palettes, especially the darker shades. But again, it's really a situational thing. It may not be that way the next time I use these shadows. So since this brand is new to me and I've never used any of their products, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve trying to figure out like how their products work and how I can make them work the best for me. So that being said, the mattes were pretty decent, pretty good. Not really any complaints about the mattes. Again, some of them, like the orange one, did take a little bit more building up, but nothing too concerning, nothing that I can't work with. The shimmer shades I feel like weren't quite as vibrant and didn't have as much pop as I would have liked. Like I definitely feel like they are still pretty, but nothing super, like just pretty average, I guess is kind of how I feel about these palettes so far. They're not amazing and they're not the worst that I've ever had. They're definitely something that I'm excited to keep working with, but maybe, you know, as far as the other new stuff that I have, I will probably reach for these less than the other products that I have. Again, they're not, I don't really have too many like negative things to say. I just kind of feel in the middle. Like they're not amazing, but they're not horrible. I guess that sounds so bad, but I mean, I liked this look. I do like the color stories. I feel like Alien Cosmetics does come out with a ton of really cool color stories, but I'm not super impressed so far, and it's gonna be something that I'm going to have to keep using. I mean, I do think that I'll say they're good. Like, you know, they're not bad, but especially the shimmers, I just felt like I don't know, maybe looking at it now, it looks good on camera, but in person it just doesn't quite have the pop that I would want. And I guess something that I keep kind of comparing in my mind is There's 4 shadows in here, so they're small palettes. They retail for $15. I don't know if the $15 is necessarily like justified by how I feel so far about the palettes. And again, I don't feel like super like the palettes so far seem like they're okay. They feel like something that I could work with. For $15, it kind of makes me think like, okay, the e.l.f. palettes, everyone knows here that I love those mini e.l.f. palettes. Those are $3 and they are absolutely amazing. So when I think about this versus one of those are cheaper, and quality-wise, I feel like they just are just a little bit better. And I really like this being my first time using this brand, and since I have been looking at their products for so long, I really want to love these. But so far, I'm just kind of like, you know what? They weren't bad. They weren't bad, you know? They're not bad. But I'm definitely going to have to keep working with them and kind of go from there. Like I said, I do like this look. I didn't have any problems really like creating this look, which is always a good thing. But I guess what I'm kind of thinking is like for the price of $15, especially for only 4 shadows, I want to be a little more impressed than what I am. And like I said, I feel like they're okay. They're definitely something I can work with. They are pretty so far. Like I definitely do like this look, you know, but I just kind of feel like I was expecting a little bit more. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't want to sound like I don't know. I definitely am just going to have to keep working with these and kind of see how I feel about their formula so far. This is the very first time that I've ever used their shadows, so I don't want to be like, I want to give them a chance, you know? And I definitely feel like there's potential there, but I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely potential here. I do, like I said, I love just their brand in general, just the way that just the thought behind everything. I really think that they're so unique, and you know, I just can't help but want to shop from them. So I'm definitely going to give these, you know, some more time before I give you like a full, like, this is how I feel. But so far, they're not bad. I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. That's like the best way to describe it. I want to keep using them more, but like I said, I feel like these are something that might get a little bit lost in my collection because of all of the products that I know I'm gonna get soon or that I just got that I really enjoy. So I'm gonna try to kind of keep these up here, play with them a little bit more, and if my thoughts do change, then I'll let you know. Like, I'm pretty neutral about them so far, I guess. They're just, you know, that's probably the best way I can describe it. I definitely need more time to use them and to play with them a little bit more. If you are interested at all in seeing like a one look with each little quad right here, then let me know, because it's definitely something I'm interested in. I do have a lot of my videos already kind of lined up, but if it is something that you want to see, let me know. Yeah, I guess we'll just go from there. So far, I just keep saying not bad, but not bad. I don't know. I wish I could have something more interesting to say. Okay, so anyways, I really enjoyed today's video. It was very exciting to be able to try Alien Cosmetics for the first time. I'm excited to keep playing with these. I definitely need to use them more to give you like my final thoughts on them so far. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If there are any other brands that you want me to feature on here to try for the first time, especially like indie brands, let me know, because like literally if you know of any brands that I haven't heard of yet, please let me know and let me know your sources, because I need to know. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.